iSnoopDogg.com online radio. For those of you who don't know, Jimi Hendrix was one of the first left-handed guitar players in rock and roll music, especially, no doubt, mainstream rock and roll music. Early in his career as a struggling musician, Jimi Hendrix would find work as a backup guitar player for the backup bands for notable names in the music industry like Little Richard, Isley Brothers, Otis Redding. Jimi Hendrix has a long resume of successful and notable and famous musicians that he played backup for before hitting it big. Jimi Hendrix was a struggling musician at the time and did not have his own instruments, so he would use whatever band he was playing for and with. He would use their instruments. At the time, left-handed guitars weren't very popular, and they were very hard to find. So what Jimi Hendrix would do is he would restring right-handed guitars to a left-handed guitar. He would play a right-handed guitar upside down while restringing it for a left-handed guitar player. Later on in his career, Jimi Hendrix would experiment with other guitars. Most notably, the Gibson Les Paul and the Flying V guitar, as seen in the videos below. You could always tell when Jimi Hendrix was playing a left-handed guitar due to the knobs or the tone controls and the pickups on the body of his guitar. The Fender Stratocaster that he would restring upside down to fit a lefty. The pickups and the sound controls and the tones of the guitar would be reversed. The tones and the pickups for the knobs would be on the top of the strings on the body, where the pickup would be on the bottom, reversed from a right-handed guitar player. This would make it easier for Jimi Hendrix to control the knobs and the sounds of the tones of his guitar while simultaneously picking the guitar strings with the same hand. Here's a couple tunes from Mr. Hendrix, both Red House. In his blues tunes is when he would experiment with other sounds and other guitars other than his famous Fender Stratocaster. Another great story of Jimi Hendrix with his left-handed guitars is when Eric Clapton was in a guitar shop and he first saw a left-handed guitar. It was the first time he had ever seen a real left-handed guitar sold in a store, not a right-handed guitar flipped upside down like Jimi Hendrix would do. It was the first time Eric Clapton saw a real left-handed made guitar in a store, so he bought it for Jimi Hendrix. Later that night, they would go to a show, and Jimi Hendrix would be seated on the other side of the auditorium from Eric Clapton. And Eric Clapton would never get a chance to give his friend Jimi Hendrix his left-handed guitar that he bought him. Jimi Hendrix would soon die after Eric Clapton saw him at this famous show. Here's a couple tunes from Jimi Hendrix playing the blues on a Gibson Les Paul and also a Flying V. iSnoopDogg.com online radio.